Look, we're blessed by so many people around us. I mean, the obvious, like mums and dads and brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, neighbours, teachers, friends. I mean, so many. And some we never meet in physical person. We just are greatly influenced by them. We read their words or we hear their words directly or indirectly. You know, their recordings or others talk to us about others. We're influenced by so many. You might, for an economy, focus on one teacher and as a guru, but if their teaching becomes exclusive, then you simply are honing in on being a clone of that particular guru. And the disadvantage of that is that the master is always greater than the student. What we have in the Hebrew Bible, the Old Testament part, is the prophet Elijah having his chief disciple Elisha, but Elisha becoming greater than his master. He has a double portion of the master's mantle. A cloak falls on him when Elijah is taken up in the chariot to heaven. The cloak falls to Elisha, his disciple. And we might see in Jesus' story again that being majorly emphasized in that Elijah has come as John the Baptist, which means, does that mean that Jesus is Elisha reincarnated? You see, and incidentally, it is a reincarnation type view, isn't it? Very specifically, you can say in spiritual terms, but then that's what reincarnation is. It's the reincarnation of the spirit in some bodily form. And not only that, but John, you know, in the gospel called John, is also taken as saying, that's Jesus, must increase and I must decrease. Do you see the disciple is actually the born again of the master, the guru? And born again greater. Why? Because he's received something else from outside of what the master is. Might have been the master's master, you know, the guru of the guru. And this is, oh yes, and somehow he's now got this direct, not through his guru, but from his guru's guru. He's received that wisdom. And he may realize that the guru's wisdom is majorly someone else's, his guru. But equally, you see, we're being greatly influenced by all the other persons around us. Or we may choose a particular group of other persons because of the major influence of the major teacher that we have. But we may not. We may, like Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa, not particularly own any one guru or any one religion, but shifted through many, that he might have the fullness of such. You see, his coming to know was coming to know the fullness, and probably still is, the fullness of God. The fullness of God is not fully reflected in any one individual other than God himself. And the fullness of God would not be comprehensible to us in one go, given our capacities. So we build on what we have already and add to it. We add the different views of God around us, which gives us a great inclusiveness rather than exclusiveness to our view of God. And exclusiveness is in danger of becoming hostile and protecting itself from other views, rather than embracing other views of God that are valid in themselves. You know, you might see God as the great creator, or the great king, or the great lover, or the divine mother, or the dearest friend. And you may also think that such views could be arranged hierarchically, and you move through from one stage to the next, but adding the goodness of each as you go along. And another person's view might be different, and have a different, wonderful, harmonious, or harmoniable contribution to your view. That it can be incorporated, and there's great fullness, goodness in doing so. That to know God is more than simply so-and-so. God is much more complex, much more wonderful. And you too, as you grow in this understanding, have a more complete view of God and reflect God accordingly. Or if you like, channel such aspects of God through you. And of course we are seeking a harmony here in this universe of necessity to survive. And we have a great desire to survive here by blocking out all knowledge, well, most knowledge of our spirituality. Oh, we emphasize our physiality. If there is such a word. I want to say physicality. Yeah, I think I need a new word, but then you probably know an existing one that's more useful. Bless you. Thank you, Dad.